Right now, Microsoft is in a very weird, kind of precarious situation. The Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S are selling very well. Game Pass is at the highest point that it's ever been at, over 25 million. They have just bought Activision, and then assuming that goes through, they're going to have over 32 developers. They're going to have a constant source of income through games like Call of Duty, Minecraft, Overwatch. Meanwhile, they're going to have great exclusives. They're going to continue on with the Gears of War. Halo was a phenomenal success. Forza Horizon 5 was a phenomenal success. It looks like Starfield is on track to come out this year. But there's also questions because they did launch with next to no first party games, pretty much nothing. And that was coming off of a year where they pretty much had nothing as well. And now to start off this year, it looks like they're going to be friendly again with that whole nothing thing. And people are starting to notice. So, kind of a response from Microsoft to maybe shut some of these people up and to get the fans excited again. I think people are starting to kind of wear a little bit and wane a little bit. And listen, this is no doubt partially due to how the pandemic has been, right? Like there hasn't been able to be these events like what we used to see, unfortunately. And I know a lot of you guys don't understand it, but like in a place like Seattle, there's a lot of restrictions and and things like that. So it would be difficult for them to pull off an inside Xbox where everybody's getting together and things like that. Maybe they should move their headquarters to Florida. I'm just saying. But anyway, this I thought was a pretty interesting thing that happened, and this is exactly what fans have been waiting for. Hey everyone, I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few cool changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. I know how busy you all are, so it's very much an amazing thing, and I just want to say thank you. It really does mean a lot. Now, these negative Xbox reactions and emotions happen quite a bit when it comes to, Microsoft and kind of what's going on. And what I mean by that is whenever Sony releases a big game, a big exclusive, you start to see a lot of the Xbox faithful get a little bit disconcerted or a little bit concerned and a little bit disheartened with what's going on. And the reason is quite simply, it's just that jealousy, it kicks in. And, people need to understand what's going on with this kind of stuff. And it's going to continue to happen, right? Like, I'm not saying that everything is going to end up never going to happen like this again, but, what does happen doesn't always have to happen, right? Like, if people were to, I guess, maybe get a little bit of a grip, and I understand it because I was very upset with a lot of this stuff for a long time. And, it's hard to kind of come back from that, right? But I think that I'm having more fun than I've had ever at any point in gaming right now, and I'm just enjoying it. So I would advise people to do that. So it's amplified. And I tried telling people this, and I was on Crossfire podcast the other day. That's on Mooch's channel, and we were talking about it, and everybody's like, well, where's the games? Where's the games? And I'm like, listen, they've got, 32 teams. Do you think they're playing tiddlywinks? They're making games. And then in the same breath, you have people go, well, okay, they're making games, but are they going to be quality? Listen, the developers they bought are going to do the same quality stuff that they did prior, right? Bethesda was putting out highly rated stuff prior. They're going to continue to do that. id Software with Doom, Machine Games with the Wolfensteins, Arcane with their games. They're going to continue to be quality games. Tim Schafer and Double Fine, like whether or not that's your bag, that's a different story. Hellblade 2, like that looks to be a quality, even if it's something that's not for me. I'm just saying they're going to be quality content, and like people really aren't giving Microsoft enough credit. The part where I will agree is that Microsoft needs to be a little bit more forthright and let us know what's going on ahead of time, right? Like we're in this kind of lull where we haven't heard any kind of information about any of these games in a very, very long time, and that's very much unfortunate. And we did get a little bit of a news and some updates on a couple of the games, and I thought that it was worth sharing with everybody. So, amid rumors of Dragon Age 4 releasing in late 2023 by the earliest, and Street Fighter 6 being revealed on Monday possibly, Obsidian Entertainment's Avowed is also coming along, according to Windows Central Jez Gordon, who appeared on a gaming podcast, and he said it could release in quarter 1 or quarter 2 of 2023. one of the topics centered on the roadmap for future Xbox titles, and Avowed naturally came up. Gordon reported on the game's status last October and provided details on the different classes, spells, and state of development. He noted here that I expect we'll see that some of games this year, because like I said, last year it looked pretty damn ready. There were some things that weren't implemented. There were some effects that weren't implemented, some textures that weren't implemented. There were some lighting that clearly wasn't finished or ready to go, but the gameplay looked solid. It looked playable and ready to go. I think we'll probably see the game revealed this year, and then maybe like a launch, maybe Q1, Q2 of 2023. Gordon also talked about how Obsidian was getting to the quote-unquote next level. You can really see Obsidian sort of getting to that next level with Microsoft's money. All the hiring they've been doing, Avowed looked like it was going to be a stronger game than The Outer Worlds was, with a bigger team, more experience with the Unreal Engine behind them, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited for it. Frankly, it's one of my most anticipated games. Of course, you shouldn't go in expecting something on the level of Starfield, especially in terms of fidelity. Now, Avowed is currently in development for Xbox Series XS and PC. It's set in the world of Pillars of Eternity, specifically the Living Lands. While Obsidian's RPG series has always been isometric, this is a first-person title and reportedly has a greater focus on combat. If Microsoft hosts another Xbox showcase this summer, it looks like we'll probably hear a lot more about this title sooner rather than later. The other part of interest that he was talking about was the game Contraband, which is a game that obviously, we don't really know much about, to be quite honest and quite real. It's just one of those things that we're all kind of like, oh, well, I don't really know what that game's about, right? Like, all of us are sitting here saying that, we know it's made from the team that's doing Mad Max, but outside of that, what do we know? We don't really know anything. So he did drop some information on it and says that Contraband is based around vehicle combat. You plan smuggling runs and heists and execute them. The idea is not to kill your opponents. The weapons are based around disabling enemy vehicles, like taking out the tires and things like that. So again, think sort of like Mad Max. I don't know if any of you guys played that game, but it's a decent pickup actually and worth trying out. And it has some of that vehicle combat and stuff like that, so it's something similar to what they're used to, and it does sound interesting. And it sounds like, since it's like kind of an online enabled title, that's something that we might even get next year. So I've been telling people this for a while now, and I know I got a lot of hate for it, but listen, 2023 is going to be the year that Microsoft comes out of their shell, and I understand the hesitation with that, because there was a lot of people crying wolf that Microsoft was going to, just wait for E3, just wait for this. I get that. I was part of that problem for a long time. And then I started to wake up and notice, hey, that's not going to be the case. You either are going to be okay waiting for the stuff and play some multiplats there, or get both an Xbox and a PlayStation. But at the end of the day, 2023 is going to be the year I think we see Avowed, Contraband, Hellblade 2. We're going to see these games, and we're going to see, a good 4 or 5 of these exclusives that are going to pop out, and, it's going to be a big boon for Game Pass, and that's going to come off the heels of a pretty solid ending of this year with, Redfall, Forza Motorsport, and, of course, Starfield. So there is a lot to look forward to, but I do understand the trepidation based on the fact that, right now, Microsoft is in a bit of a whirlwind because, there's a issue because Sony's games that were supposed to come out last year got pushed to this year, and it makes it look like that much more of an incredible lineup. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about this. Let me know. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.